Okay, Peter, thank you very much for joining us. I'm not even going to try to introduce this man. There's no need. We're all United fans, so we know exactly who Big Pete is. Or would you like the big? Do you want the big?
No.
Nah, he's tired of that. He's tired of that. How are you? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. They're walking around behind there with burgers. I'm looking. Can I have a burger?
It smells very good. I have tried the mash as well. The mash with the sausages.
Yeah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We're at the FIFA Best nomination. You know, it's been out there now. We know who the keepers are, who the nominees are. Great for you. Your son, Casper, in there.
Yeah.
From a United point of view, no David De Gea. Does that surprise you?
No. To be honest, it doesn't. I think he had a really good season with United again. But he didn't have a great World Cup, and Spain didn't have a great World Cup. And I think in order to make the shortlist, I think you need to have had a really good World Cup. I think you need to have been in the spotlight for great performances on that level. Yes, we know because we watch United every week. But a lot of people don't watch United, so they don't understand how good David is. So, no, I'm not surprised at that.
There's been a lot made on Manchester United, obviously in the recent years under Mourinho. How do you see it at the moment? Do you think it's a big overreaction? Do you think there are genuine problems? How do you see it at the moment?
I seriously see this as a great news story, something we can dig into United with. I don't want to, feel like say that we feel that we're hard done by, because it's fair, but it is something which is more than anything media created, and you find little gaps between a manager or a player, and you create this massive story. I try to sort of go 100 meters up and look down and see what's really there. And I actually see a lot of progression. I think we've gone better than we were a year ago, and even better than we were 2 years ago. I think finishing second last season was really good. We came from fifth and then finished second. It was a really positive step going forward. We won the Europa League, which I thought was great. We've also won the League Cup in the time that Mourinho has been here, and we had 2 FA Cup finals. I think
the League Cup final and the FA Cup.
League and the FA, like that. And then we had a bad start to this season, but it's a bad start. I mean, we had a really bad start to the first Premier League season ever. We lost the first 2, then we drew with Everton at home, but we still ended up winning the Premier League. I'm not saying that we will win the Premier League this time around. I don't think we can. I think Man City, they're too strong. But if you lose games early on, and you got plenty of time to recover, and you have to look at, with so many players in the World Cup, they're tired, no break. It had to be on parts of the tour in America. There's just so many things that I know from personal experience that it just makes it so difficult. Not that you never go on and you're not enthusiastic about it, but if you're tired, you're tired, and there's not much you can do about it. So I hope Jose will give some of those players a little bit of a break throughout the next couple of months. But I see us on the right track. I see progression. I'm with Jose on the centre half. It's a shame that we didn't get someone strong, a leader that could play every game. But apart from that, I think we.
Why do you think that happened? There was a lot made about our summer transfer window and activity or lack of activity. Some people say that it's the board not backing him. He signed an extension halfway through last season, so surely that should mean he should be able to give a fair crack at the whip and get exactly what he wants. He's come out before we even kicked the ball and said, I need players, or it's going to be a tough season. We didn't get the players, so it's almost like the players there already. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we need players, and we need one player. We need a centre half. And I'm with him on that. And it's not that we don't have good centre-half, but we have players like Phil Jones. They play half a game and he's injured again. And that's a problem. The problem is you don't have a Vidic Ferdinand playing every game, or Bruce Pallister playing every game, Yapstam that played every game. You want that. You want to have no worries at the back. You want to say, we got these guys, they look after themselves. You don't want to have to think, who can I play today? And then, we saw Victor Lindelof in the World Cup playing for Sweden. He was brilliant. For some reason, when he plays for Man United, he gets insecure, and But again, he doesn't play much, so I don't know if he's the guy, but I understand what he's thinking. I want someone big. And I think that he's made a shortlist, and on that shortlist they've all said no, which is a problem that we have at the moment. And we have to convince players that we as a club are still the club to come to. At the moment they look at other clubs because the results are better and the players better and the players might look better. But and we will get back to it again. But I think that's kind of one of the problems. But we have to be. When we always look at our history, say, "Oh, we used to be this," and we do look at our history, and we have to look back to where we were when Cement finished and retired. How long did it take us to get back?
To return back to winning ways. Yeah, exactly.
So, and this is what we have to do this time around. But we have to use the experience we have from that time a little bit better than last time. So it's all about being patient. All about up behind Jose and support him. Sometimes he reacts because I think he feels that he's alone. No one supports him, but I think we should all do that and then protect that club a little bit.
As you know, playing for Manchester United is all about the fans. It's such a huge fan base across the world. The fans this week have voiced some of their frustrations towards the CEO Ed Woodward and flying planes over turf ball and things like that. You at the time when you played under Peter Kenyon, David Gill and things like that. How do you see the board at the moment? Is it what it was? Is there issues there?
I won't even go into that. I get really annoyed. So I know exactly how difficult and how hard it was for the club, and I was part of that initial beginning to get back to winning ways. And then you have a whole generation growing up with Man United winning, success, and they demand all this. The understanding needs to be there. If you're a proper Man United supporter, you understand exactly what this club is. You understand the history, the tradition. You understand how we think, what we want, and all these things. We don't complain about our managers and board and all that. We're not that kind of club. If you want to do that, then support another club, And I really mean this. I think it's disgraceful. You just demand that I'm gonna win this, I'm gonna win that. It's not the way football works. Manchester United is the biggest club in the world, has the greatest support in numbers and enthusiasm. And we've shown this so many times. And it annoys me that a small number, so not often, but when it happens, get this kind of publicity for their actions, when the vast majority, and I'm talking in the hundreds of millions, they understand that this is the period of time that we're in, and we, as everyone who's ever worked at Man United, will work really, really hard to correct that and come back into the to the winning ways that and it's not like we're not winning things. We're just not. We're not competitive at the moment with Man City.
Does that hurt a bit more, that the fact that Liverpool seem to be going in a direction playing attacking football, although they haven't won anything yet, and obviously City doing so well? Is that probably the added, kicking, the extra kick that?
Not really. I mean, I have to say that Man City last season was incredible football, and I love football more than anything in the world. I think they played exciting stuff, and it's up to us. It's up to us to catch them, to match that. That's what we always say. We play our style, and if anyone wants to challenge us, then they have to do better. Now, you cannot win every year. It doesn't happen. It's never happened in any countries. Even in Germany, Bayern don't win every year. They win very often, but they don't win every year. It just doesn't happen. At some point, you don't get it right with retiring a player at the right time or replacing a player at the right time, and then you're not as good as you were the year before, and that's a difficult part of being a manager is sort of to keep the strength on the highest level. And sometimes you fall a little bit behind, and we've fallen a little bit behind. But we are Man United, and we will come back for absolutely sure. And that's a kind of belief and patience that I expect Man United supporters to have. And as for Liverpool, of course, it's a great start they've had. But as far as I remember, in the whole history of the Premier League, they've had great starts.
And never won it.
So let them have a great start and enjoy that.
Thank you, Peter. Just to finish off quickly, we film a segment of a show called What the Football, which is where we look at the craziest moments in your career, or any football moments that stand out to you. What stands out to you if I was to say, what the football?
I had the calm career. No, I think the craziest moment I've ever had in my career was the last 3 minutes at the new camp, having huffed and puffed and tried and not succeeded for 90 minutes, and then he shows 3 minutes, and then suddenly we scored 2 goals. It comes up to 20 years next year. It's still something, you get confronted with that and you talk about it. And when you think about what really happened, it really is so crazy and so incredible. So, yeah, that would be my moment.
Thank you. You heard it there. Late in May 1999, Ollie scored a goal in injury time. There you go. Peter, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.